Hi, hello, and welcome again to another episode of Goalpost Gossip. I'm your host, Alton, and this is the podcast where football meets banter. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow the movement. Let us dive into this week's topic. Today, we're gonna be talking about La Liga. We started off by talking about La Liga. Barcelona got hammered by Sevilla. Barcelona lost to Sevilla 4-1. That is unbelievable. Nobody saw that coming because Barcelona looking like the team that's gonna just run over everyone. But unfortunately, their winning streak came to an end. They got trashed by Sevilla. So congratulations to Sevilla for beating Barcelona. That means that the ball is round and anybody can win. That's the thing. Anybody can win. The game is the game. Anybody can win. And that's why we love football, because you will hear some very unpredictable news at times, right? Yes, you will. Let me take a sip. Alright, from there on, we move to where FIFA has actually decided that, UEFA, I should say, decided that the Barcelona and Villarreal game, they gonna have that rematch in Miami. And that will be the first time that a European La Liga game will be played overseas. My thoughts on that is, why? Just why? Like, it's a La Liga game. I just think that the games should be played locally. If you want to take games internationally, then, you can have international friendlies or international tours where team they do have that. I just don't like the idea of a La Liga game being played in another country. I just think that's unfortunate, and that should not be the way that local competitions are going, because it just wouldn't look good. It just wouldn't look good, and it just don't make no sense to me. Because if a La Liga game, Barcelona home game, or a Villarreal home game, will they be able to pull more fans in another country than what they would be pulling in theirs? It's just weird to me that UEFA decided to do this, but they're doing it, and it's the first time it's happening. Let's see if it's going to be happening more frequently. Maybe that's a trend that they kind of leading to. Let's follow up, and we will see. We just watch it. All right, over to our favorite league, which is Premier League. Yay! As you all know, Chelsea beat Liverpool. We kind of gave them a dose of their own medicine. Yeah. They usually win games by scoring late goals. We did that to them this time around. Chelsea do score a late goal, courtesy of Estadio. Thank you. Yes, a late goal, and we beat Liverpool. I've been saying it all since the beginning of the season. And a lot of people may just say that I am a Liverpool hater. I just hate Liverpool. Very critical of Liverpool. Yes, they are not good, and it's showing. And to top that off, Liverpool actually on a 3-game losing streak. And that's the first time that ever happened in Arnie in his managerial career. Liverpool is not good. I've been saying it. They won 5 games, their first 5 games in the Premier League, and they should have lost at least 3 of those, because they were second best in those games, like 3 or 4. They were like second best in all those games. But somehow they won those games, and they were sitting on top. Now Arsenal take over, but let's see. It's still early stages. But it feels good to know that Liverpool lose, and actually to Chelsea. It feels really good. Also, they benched their $100 and something million player, worth. He was on the bench. He came on and, he made a little impact as he came on. He, almost had an assist, which is kind of a buck up, but it almost pulled off. But they benched him because obviously he is not doing as much as how they expected him to perform. He is way below what they expect him to perform. Chelsea defense was looking a little shaky until they really get it together. Body Shield, that's the first time I ever saw Body Shield play that good. Him and Acompan, they form a very solid center defense there. So, but then they both got injured. That adds to our injury list, which, oh my goodness, it's over the roof. We soon don't have anybody to play. We're getting red cards, we're getting injured, talking about red cards, another red card. Oh my God, Chelsea, that's like what, 5 games in a row and Chelsea getting red cards. This is horrible. But our discipline still not, worse than Brighton. Yeah, Brighton have have discipline issues. They've been collecting more yellows and reds more than anyone else in the Premier League so far. But Chelsea's not too far behind. So yeah, that goal by Caicedo was a banger. Banger. Yeah, Caicedo don't score very often, but when Caicedo do score, he score bangers. And that was one of them. That was a banger. Yeah, and don't forget that Liverpool had tried to sign Caicedo like 2 years ago. Like, really, Liverpool? You needed Moises Caicedo? Nah. You guys wouldn't want to pay $100 and something million for him, right? You guys would want to shortchange us or Brighton. That will never happen. But yeah, but Caicedo kind of knocked Liverpool over, and I mean, they controlled the structure that Chelsea played with in this game was very, very, very great. We played like 3 in the midfield doing the little diamond shapes kind of stuff there. I just wish that the coach could be more consistent with a style like this, because it seems to be very effective, especially for a team that's like to press high. It's very, very effective, and it shows you that the football doesn't always have to play through the midfield. You can play on the outside coming in. And Liverpool is a team that plays through the middle, and we cramp them by putting 3 in that midfield, and we control that midfield, and they were cramped, they were out, they were frustrated, they were looking horrible. Salah, it was just but that's good for them. That's Liverpool. Live late, give you a dose of your medicine. So as I was saying, Arsenal is now top of the Premier League. Arsenal is still looking good, man. I must agree. Arsenal is looking the more consistent team in the Premier League so far. Even when they lose, they still look really good. It's scary. I don't know if they really think that this is a season for them. I don't think so, but they're looking good. Both in Champions League and in Premier League, Arsenal is looking good. So, they won, who was it? West Ham. They beat West Ham 2-0. And, it was 2 substitutes who combined. Eze and, Trossard combined and, scored those goals. So that was very good for Arsenal. Congratulations to Arsenal, even though they're my rival. But, the truth of the matter is that Arsenal is looking good. They're playing good. Next topic that I'm going to talk about is Manchester United. Yay! Manchester United win 3 games in a row. First time in ever. But it was expected. It was expected. They only won 2-0, which is kind of mediocre anyway. But, that's Manchester United. I guess that's good for them. But, it was Sunderland. So, I mean, it should be a 5-0. Come on, Manchester United. But they won. And they finally, I think they're saying it's kind of proving that Amaran 3-4-3 is working, which 3-4-3 don't work in Premier League. That's not gonna happen. So, you win that game, yes, congratulations, but let's see how you will perform after the international break. Let's see. With their win also, Mason Mount scored his first goal in forever. Oh my goodness, his celebration was the Premier League championship right there. He won the Premier League with that celebration. Yes, Mason Mount, yes, congratulations, you scored your first goal in God knows when. But nevertheless, that was a good game for Manchester United. I will say they play well. They should have scored more goals, but they played well, and they get the points. That's all that matters, right? Yeah. Manchester City won their game also. Who scored? No other than Haaland. He's just a scoring machine. He just keeps scoring. Even when they lose, he is scoring. And the other day I was watching the Champions League game, and I think they drew. Yeah, they did drew. And Haaland scored like 2 goals, but he was mad in the press conference. He was blaming himself, saying that he failed because they didn't win the game. I know he's like saying that his players won't pass him the ball because everybody's trying to be a star, especially that guy. What's his name? Rhino Arun? I don't know. He don't pass. He want to score. He want to make a name for himself so bad. But that's okay. You don't have to give Haaland the ball. Haaland don't have to score. But Haaland is a scoring machine, man. And I think, personally, I don't think Haaland have much long at City. If it continues to be like this, where they get players who are not trying to give the goal scorer the ball. You know what I mean? I think he's going to get frustrated. And there was also rumors that Barcelona was trying to come in and all that stuff. But let's see. Because Haaland right now is the engine of Manchester City. And we all know that. In that game also, Manchester City lost a few players. Rodri, injured. Went off injured. So, they're going to be missing him also. Because Rodri is also the engine of their midfield. Without Rodri sitting looking devastated. Newcastle win their game, which is very good. Newcastle looking like a good team. And anyone who say that Newcastle looking like a Premier League winner contenders don't know nothing about football. Newcastle is not good enough to win Premier League. So I don't know who the hell is talking about Newcastle looking like a Premier League winner. Haaland Pardew. Yeah. He don't know nothing about football. That's why he's a farmer manager. He's not a manager. He's a farmer manager. But Liverpool, but Newcastle is one of the favorites to win Premier League. You think that's how easy it is to win Premier League, sir? It's not that easy to win Premier League. You hear me? So don't be talking your nonsense. Gibberish. Tottenham is winning and winning and winning. Tottenham is doing good. Yes. They beat their old coach, NG, who was, trying to play the style of football that he was playing at Tottenham when everyone was beating Tottenham. So now he get beaten by Tottenham. Yes, so what Tottenham really does is play the opposite of what he normally do when he was there by attacking. Tottenham kind of just sit back and just let Leeds take charge, and then Tottenham just hitting them, you know what I mean? So Tottenham was more laid back, but they were more effective, and that's that's Angie kind of football. Angie, he's the coach that win in every second season. I guess that's how he should brand himself. I'm a second season coach. I'm gonna win you a trophy and then I leave. So, teams can know what they're getting into. I think Leeds really get him because they just want to win something, and because he have that history of winning something in his second, so Leeds decided to get him. But, probably the next thing that he gonna win with Leeds is the championship. Because they're gonna get relegated, and then he probably gonna win the championship and come back into Premier League, and then he get fired for the second. That's exactly how it's gonna go. That's exactly how it's gonna go. He's gonna get relegated and then he go win the championship and then he get fired. Yeah, but that's his thing, you know. Semenyo is also a scoring machine for Bournemouth. He's been scoring. And I'm not gonna lie, that's a fancy player. I really like him. And I wish I had him at Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea been going for a lot of players, but I think sometimes Chelsea are not going for the right players. Because I think Semenyo would be a very good player at Chelsea. I think so. He's doing super great for Bournemouth. And he's been doing it season after season, not just this season. And I think Erling Haaland is the only person who have more goals and goals contribution than him. Only Erling Haaland. I think it's by only one. I think Erling Haaland like 10 and he had like 9. Something of that sort. But he's playing really good and he's scoring. He's a fancy player. I enjoy watching play. And I would like to see him on my team. On to some international break story. Pedro, which is João Pedro, is out of the Brazil squad due to injury. And Estavio is called up. Yay, congratulations Estavio. He's going to go over there and he's going to star up that Brazil team. Come back with all the confidence. I like to see the kid on the field, man. I know he's not getting enough playing time now, but you know, he will. And whenever he comes on, you can see he make a difference. And he is making use of all the seconds that he got. So, well done on your call up for Brazil again. So, let's see. Hopefully you score a goal. Also, you know, Palmer and James is out of the England squad. Injuries also. So, hopefully Palmer can be back pretty soon when Premier League comes back after the international break. They both can be back because we need them. We need them both. I spoke about Raja before. He will be missing from the Spain national team. And that will be a blow for Spain. But, you know, Spain still have a lot of firepower. They do, you know, so he will be missed, but I think Spain will still do great without him. Yamal is out also because of injuries, but as I said, I think Spain will do well without them both because Spain is stacked. Martin Odegaard will be out of Norway. Injuries also. He came off out of the Arsenal game. During the Arsenal game, he came off with injuries, so he will be missing. And this story says that Memphis Depay got his passport stolen, so he will be missing from the Netherlands team because he can't travel. Like, who the hell wants to steal the man's passport? Nothing but he go to a hotel and he get one of them, you know what I mean? Maybe he didn't want to pay his money, so they run through his bag and take his passport and stuff like that. But you stole somebody else's passport like Memphis. What you gonna do with it? I think it's just somebody getting back at him, and I think it's one of those girls. So he won't be traveling at all. And hopefully they will find his passports pretty soon. Games to watch for this international break. I think Argentina versus Venezuela will be a very, very good game. US versus Ecuador. And Caicedo, I think Caicedo is gonna be out of that squad. Yeah. Moises Caicedo gonna be out of that squad. It's good for Chelsea. But you know, it's bad for Ecuador. You know, most of the times when the players go out on the international duties and they score goals for their country, they come back with that drive and that positivity that they take to the club. But you know, we don't want our players to be injured because it's a long Premier League season to go. We also have Brazil versus South Korea. That's a friendly that's gonna happen, and watch that one because Estavio will be playing. I think Neymar is out because of injuries, but Estavio will be there. We have England. England is going to be playing, and you know, England always have a very good team, but they never win nothing. The golden age of England just not winning nothing. When was the last time England won the World Cup? 1960 something or something of that sort. For all these star players that be coming through England, man, what happened? England, what happened? What happened? What happened? England, surprise us. Win something this time around, okay? Alright, so as you know, yeah, we are going into international break, and watch your favorite team, watch your favorite player, support your players, support your team, and I hope all Chelsea players do good. Even when they're playing against each other, I hope all Chelsea players do well. Yeah, I said it. Alright, we come to the end of this episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Alton, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, follow the movement. Thank you. Peace.